All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of You Asked, and I am going to answer. And today we're talking about set etiquette, how you carry yourself on set, the attitude that you present, and how that trickles down because we have a top-down hierarchy on a film set, and how you act is picked up on by a lot of different people in the crew, depending on the size and the level that you're working at. And we're going to talk about that exact thing. Before I do, though, let me mention Patreon. It's the only way that I'm able to make these videos at all. Over on Patreon, I put a different video out every single week. There's a back catalog of hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of content, from podcasts to breakdowns to videos. Each and every week, I post things that actually make you a better cinematographer. At least they did for me. And I'm sharing that over there, and that support allows me to do these videos. So thank you very much. If you're interested, check out the link in the description below. I appreciate it. Okay, let's get into today's question. This one comes from Christelle's Photo. Your description of being on set and how it actually works. Calling the grips, hustling the team, making it feel bigger than it is, to make the solve seem more miraculous. It is so spot on. And I wonder how many people watching this will actually get that. Ha ha. Having said that, as a grip, you just gave me a little bit of anxiety while sitting here with my morning coffee. Ha ha. Well, thank you for the comment. And this comes from a video, I think it was from a video where I'm talking about how when things aren't going right, or when there is something that you would like to fix, and it's going to take a little bit of time, and you're probably the only person that is going to notice that fix. A tactic, I'm not suggesting that you do this. I'm saying that it is done in the film world by certain cinematographers. I'm saying that you make a problem seem much bigger than it is, and you solve that problem, while at the same time, you can solve the problem that you actually wanted to solve. Okay, so I don't know if there's like the best thing to do, and I know that I'm going to get a lot of people in the sound community upset at this. The best thing for any cinematographer to do at any time is to blame audio for everything. Why? Because it's outside of your department. You're not going to make anybody upset except the sound people when you say, oh, we can't go because, oh, I can see the microphone, or I'm picking up something in the background. Is that like a, is there a garbage truck down the street or something's moving? And then you say to the sound person or the boom operator, like, you don't hear that? Like, I hear it. That I'm worried that I can hear it and you can't. And then you look at them. It's basically gaslighting on set. Do you do that? I don't know. Is it a good idea? Probably not. But you do it because then if you make a problem seem really big and then you solve it, and you solve it out loud verbally, it gives a little win to everybody on set. What do I mean by that? Like, you're part of a show. It is in the commercial space. You are part of a circus act, right? You're there for the client and the agency. You're there for the director to get the job done. But it's like, it's performative. Does everything have to cost the amount that it costs? No. So you got to give people a little bit of bang for their buck. They're there to see this whole thing come together, and they're not normally on set, so they don't know how it works. They don't know the ins and the outs, and you can either lean into that or you can ignore it altogether. I'm sure there are lots of great cinematographers that ignore it altogether, and I'm just there to do a job, and I'm going to communicate and be as dry as possible with my team, and I'm not going to make it enjoyable, and it's not going to be fun, and I'm going to take it super serious. You can do all of those things, and sometimes there is a time and a place on set to be super serious. Okay, there are times when the whole job is going down the toilet, and it's nothing that you can fix, and it's nothing that your team can fix. It's like a talent problem or a director problem or an agency. There's times when you can feel the tension rising. That is not the time to make jokes, and that is not the time to use this little trick of like delaying things. Sometimes it actually is, right? Sometimes, and when I talk about this little trick, I mean like there is something in the background, or there's something that no one else will notice, but that you know because you have good taste. It's going to make the final image better if you were to do it. Well, you don't just say, okay, everybody, hey, stop, tools down. I have to fix that one thing, because then the director's going to go like, what, which bit? I don't see what you're actually looking at. And then I'm going to go, oh, that little window, it just has to be, we want to up the exposure just a little bit. And the director goes, no. Like, we got to keep moving on. You don't do that. No, it's like, the classic example is you just flick off the wireless feed, right? You flick off the wireless feed, that goes down. Now you can't shoot because you're doing other things. You're saying, Patrick, are you sabotaging? Are you sabotaging the set? I said, no, I'm not. I'm setting it up for greatness. Because the vision that I have in my head, I think is going to be slightly better. I've done the calculations. I've gone like, okay, this is going to take 60 seconds. Do we really have 60 seconds? Sometimes you don't. This is where you have to use personal judgment. And speaking of personal judgment, have I told you about Audiio, who are the sponsors of this very video, and the lifetime music that they are offering? Because get this, I've memorized it all. What they're doing is they are allowing pay once and get access to Audio's entire music catalog for life. Okay, the entire music catalog. This is an offer that is going to end on Black Friday. Right? If you don't get it before Black Friday, it's over. You're going to have to pay a subscription fee. And that's the whole idea with this offer, is that there's no more subscription fees, right? You don't have to do any of that. If you are tired of recurring subscriptions, it's gone. Subscriptions? Hard to get that one out. The music catalog features curated, high-quality music made by real artists. It's all future music as well is included. So there's no recurring fees. There's no renewals. It's unlimited downloads. You can go for gold. The way that you do that is you go to the link in the description, audio.com/wanderingdp. Use the discount code wanderingdp199. Why is that? Because you get $300 off of the lifetime music with this offer. And the price ends up being $199, right? Only $199. That's pretty good. It's unlimited, forever access to the full Audio catalog, even as it gets bigger. Also, limited time, just until Black Friday. They've got lifetime sound effects. You get $50 off if you use the code WanderingDP SFX. So huge catalog of professional sound effects, $149 with the discount code. You can also get lifetime elements, that's studio quality elements for $149. Lots and lots of good stuff in there. Thank you to Audiio for sponsoring. Check it out if you are interested in high quality music, lifetime access. It's nice. Okay, what was I saying? I was talking about judgment on set, when to do things, when to not do. So sorry, the flip side of all of this is I like to have fun. Like, this is not serious. We're shooting a commercial. It should be fun until it isn't fun. And sometimes it isn't fun, but it should be fun. So you get together with everybody. The people that are on your team, guess who hires them? You do. Okay, you pick the people that you are surrounded by. So pick the people who are going to have a good time. So we're going to joke, we're going to laugh. Everyone should know in the crew, whether you explicitly tell them or they just know because you've worked with them for so long. It's like you should have their back at all times. I don't want to make the grip look ridiculous because someone in his team or her team is doing something that they shouldn't be doing or is doing it incorrectly. I'm not going to have some giant crybaby outburst on set that's going to make them look bad. Why? Because they can do the same to me, and I like that person, or I wouldn't have hired them. Okay, it's the same with the gaffer. It's like I am going to do my best to make the gaffer look as good as possible, and all of the people that work with the gaffer to make look as good as possible. Now, sometimes I am going to take the piss out of them. I'm going to do that verbally, very loudly, so that other people see me doing it, because then they'll know I'm joking. Okay, we're going to set up a mood on set where I'm joking, and we're going to have lots of fun. And probably the lowest person on the team's list, whether it's in lighting or in grips or in camera, I'm going to mess with you constantly, all the time. Why? Because I'm bored out of my mind. I've got nothing to do on set. I've been working on this job for 2 weeks. I've studied the boards, the location scout, the prep, all of that stuff. I've done it. And now we're there, and I'm waiting for the stuff to get built up, so I need someone to talk to. I'm not going to talk to the people that are actually doing important things on set. I'm going to talk to the lowest person who I know isn't doing much on set. I'm going to waste their time. I'm not going to, as we're setting up for some big giant wide shot on location and beautiful lighting has to be made and there's time crunch, I'm not going to go to the gaffer and annoy them. I'm going to look to the person that's not doing anything at that time. I'm going to mess with them constantly, all of the time. And then, hopefully, we're going to have fun in that process. You're going to give some back to you and you're going to give some back to them. But when it comes down to crunch time, okay, everybody work. Like, everybody work for those 7 minutes, and then we relax, and then we have fun. And then when you get on the comms, and there's actually a situation, they should be able to tell from your voice and your delivery how important that is, or whether you're stalling, or whether you're asking for something else. When you say one thing, you actually need something else. It's like sometimes you just need a problem, and you need a problem that isn't camera related, or that isn't lighting related. It's like, we've had, say you've had problems or issues with the gaffer or lighting equipment or something that has been going on. You'll notice the gaffer will get frustrated. You'd be like, why isn't that light 10% dimmer? And they're looking at the iPad and it's like, oh, it's not connecting. It's like, okay, well, we can wait around for a little bit. And then the first AD comes over and they're like, we got to go. And you're like, oh, what are you going to say? Like, it's the gaffer's problem. His iPad's not working. I mean, you could do that if you were not very smart. You could blame it on the gaffer, or you could say, I just need a little bit more time. I need a little bit more time. We'll sort it out. We're waiting for, is that the shirt that he's wearing in the shot? Like, did we get okayed on costume? You just throw the costume people under the bus. It's like, is that really what we're going? We don't have any other options. Do we want to see it on camera? And you're just buying time to let the gaffer fix it. And if the gaffer comes along and doesn't fix it, you're like, okay, well now something's got to give. Like either we ditch the iPad and we go up there and we fix it ourselves manually, or we ditch that light altogether. It's like a trade-off. You're not throwing that person under the bus. But then sometimes, say everything is going good in lighting and there's another problem in camera or in grip or somewhere else, then it's the gaffer's turn to take a dive. And that's when you get on the comms and you be like, what's going on with, lamp 32 looks a little bit hot. And they know that lamp 32 looks perfect. And they go, okay, yeah, no, it does. We're having problems with the switches. And then they just flick the thing off. And then you're like, okay, that is an easily solved lighting problem. All I have to do is turn the light back on. But in the meantime, while I'm fixing that, I can actually look at why the dolly fell apart or what happened to the wheel. Like nobody tightened that thing, or the camera, just went off for no apparent reason. And you're like, Patrick, how much does this actually make a difference on set? How much are you actually doing? This is the whole job. The management on set is the whole job. And like I said at the beginning, you're part of like this circus of like, hey, this is how these things get done. And if the process is fun and if it's exciting and if it's bigger than people think, well, they get a kick out of that, right? If you were doing like a magic trick and you just like, showed the result at the end with a salty face and you were like, look, this is the ace. This is the card that you picked. It's like the person watching would be like, oh, I wonder how he did that. Whereas if you were like, whoa, and look at this, it's going to come from behind your ear, and you give it a little flair. I don't know if other DPs do this. I have no idea, but it's fun for me because I'm on set all day trying to have a little bit of enjoyment in between making pictures of fake people pretending to brush their teeth or fold their laundry. So I would say you set the tone. Now, you can't do it with all directors. You can't do it on all sets. Sometimes it's a little bit sad and mopey and, you're shooting serious stuff. And other times it's the 7th day of a job and everybody just wants to go home and dislikes each other. That's not the time. But there are moments when you can slip this stuff in, and it comes from you. Your attitude trickles down to everyone else on set. If you think it's serious, guess what? Everyone else is going to play it serious. If you think it's fun in games, everyone else is going to think it's fun in games. But if you're still able to deliver the goods, well, now you've got a pretty good combination going. And I would say, if you haven't been in a situation where legitimately some sort of technical issue has hosed you and it's all your fault, 100% all your fault, which I have had on set. I have had jobs where 100% it was my fault that we had some technical issue. If we just had 30 minutes, I could overcome it. Well, I had a plan in place. It's like, oh, let's do this. We've got this thing, flick off the wireless, everything's going. And then you're just like, you're flattening out the curve of uncomfortable, everyone standing around doing nothing. If you can flatten that out rather than having one giant like hump in the middle of the day or whatever time you're facing an issue, if you can just say, let's just tamp that down a little bit and spread that across the whole day, because we know that's going to happen at some point during the day. So rather than experience it like a crazy shock all at once, like let's just smush it down just a little bit. Find the sound people, blame them, pull something out. I don't know, do it. And then laugh about it, right? Then tell everybody, hey, I pulled that thing out. Why'd you do that? Oh, because we needed to, because, the light wasn't working in the background or something. I don't know. Tell me, am I crazy? I think this is a normal activity that you should be doing, because the vibe on set from the people, like they experience it in a different way. The director, if there are constant interruptions, they'll start to get frustrated, but they'll get more frustrated if there's constant interruptions and they're not getting what they want from the talent, and it's taking too long and it's too slow. Like you can do it once, you can't do it forever. So then you need to get ahead of it. And it's a lot easier. I find it a lot easier if you go to the team after some debacle has happened and you're like, folks, we can't, like, that was a one-time deal. What happened? We can't do that again, right? We're not going to do that again, are we? Because we just had to cover for everybody. Like, thank God that we had the dolly so we could tip it over, or else everybody would have been on that we took 45 minutes longer to light that thing. What happened? And then you say thank you to the grips, and then you say, lighting people, like, next time we got to do better, right? Or sometimes you're covering your own mistakes, right? I mentioned that before. It's not just other people's stuff. It's your own mistakes as well sometimes. I would say plan on those mistakes happening or plan on being in those areas and then do your best so that you're setting yourself up to not completely fail. It's like, oh, issues happen all the time. Like let's make the smallest ones seem like a huge deal. So then you can fix them and be like, bah, ta-da, I fixed it. That's why you got me. And then when you actually have something big, you're like, oh no, this is small, easy. Yeah, we can fix this real fast. Trust me. I don't know. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. Many thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.